Yeah, I mean, we've seen a scenario again where those millions of accounts were nuked. I'm waiting to see a little more data about the workaround, about whether in that particular year there was an increase in new ones that had started. But can I suggest, and let me sort of take you sort of 6 months down the road if they start to do this stuff, right? Now, there's confusion on the edges, but the edges really matter. Like Roblox. Now, again, if you've got kids, you understand what this is. If you don't, just think about it as the latest thing that certain kids are absolutely nuts for. The problem is that if you allow kids to use Roblox, or yes, even the other gaming systems where they can play with other people on the internet, then the other person on the internet can end up being a creep. Now, if the logic is that one of the reasons why you shut down social media is because you don't want creeps to get access to your kids, you need to shut it down. And if they're going to go to YouTube, and YouTube can obviously be quite an educational thing, but often is used for, people either watching videos of people playing video games or fail videos, which I particularly love, or that hydraulic press, which for some reason I watch hours and hours of, and I think you might too. But
love it.
There's lots of crap that is there, but Roblox and those media systems are part of, so when they're listing, put the pressure on and put the hammer down to make sure that things like Roblox don't go through, because I think they'll eventually plug the hole here in Australia, but it's a hole I hope that you're able to find to fix the net before it's a hole in the net in the UK.
I think you're so right, and it's always about the execution of these things. The devil is in the detail, and the political will, and the support of the big tech giants. It's going to be very joined up. Australia has shown huge leadership. I mean, this is a global story, and we are watching with great interest what happens. It's about the safety of children. It's about their well-being. I would go beyond some of this sort of technocratic levers that are being pulled, Paul. I'd look at education as well in the classroom.
Yes.
And I would encourage kids when they're in the classroom to have a break from screens. Why are teachers so proudly announcing that every kid gets a laptop, or your homework is online, or the worksheet is found via this link? Can we please print a couple of, worksheets out? Can we have handwriting? It's an amazing way to be creative and to process intellectual thought is by writing things down. It's a great way to learn and to remember and to absorb information. The kids, when they get home, there's enough screen time. Also, for a long time, mobile phones have been allowed in the classroom, which is wild. So let's get back to basics and understand that, yes, it's a digital world, but these youngsters can have a few precious years where they are sheltered from the worst excesses of the internet.
And look, I'll be clear, I think it is, two things can be true, right? It's a helpful distraction for bad governments, as it was here, but it's also, I think on balance a good thing. But finally,
I think so.
Yeah, let's get to the Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor of it all. What's the latest, and are local police starting to close in?
Well, most definitely. And Paul, Britain's chief prosecutor, has said that no one is above the law, including Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. And the clue is in the name. There's no Prince Andrew there. There's no HRH. There's no Duke of York. So he's not immune from prosecution. And the most serious allegation against him at the moment in terms of his, potential criminal behaviour is his time as a trade envoy for a decade, representing the UK government, allegedly sharing market-sensitive, commercially sensitive UK government data with nations around the world, Vietnam, all the rest of it, going straight to Epstein. On some occasions, he's emailed Epstein the minutes of private meetings just moments after having had them. So he was in the pocket, by the looks of it, of Epstein. Of course, the prince denies, or the former prince denies the allegations. But what he could have done is been in breach of the very, very sensitive misconduct in public office. He was technically a UK official. He may have signed the Official Secrets Act. It's not beyond the wits of man that he'll go to jail.